1212, episode 3 of the Commissioner Corner podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Joe Cruz Jr., here on the Cruise Control Podcast Network.
It's your boy B, Mr. LDS Express. We here, second half of Commissioner's Corner, presented by Red Bull. Happy to be here. We got a GOAT on here. We got an LES native on here. We have to get real nice and neat. You know what I mean? So we got national champion, McDonald's All-American, NBA. Yes, Lamb in the building. What up, Brody?
What's good? What's good?
Happy to hear you. Happy to have you on here, man, on the Commissioner's Corner. We know we had some little issues earlier, but glad you popped on. Especially for me, because you come from where I'm from, so and you're a product of our environment, and just happy to have you, man. And we gonna get into it, bro, because like Joe said earlier, you definitely one of New York City's GOATs, and just because you so well, you're so soft-spoken. I think a lot of times people forget your accolades and what you really done in basketball. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get into it, man. My first question is, when did you really start playing ball, and like when did you decide like you was gonna take this basketball thing real serious? And the second part of that question is, being that a lot of people don't know you played at Bishop Loughlin High School, you was a star there. What made you go to Oak Hill and leave Bishop Loughlin and go play for Oak Hill Academy?
All right, so when I was 2 years old, my dad put the ball in my hand, really, like when I was 2 years old. And I was playing with it a little bit. I was doing multiple sports like baseball, I was doing swimming. But I was really focused on swimming at first when I first started. So when I hit the fourth grade, my mom was getting tired of like going to swimming, baseball, basketball in the same day. She's getting tired of that. So she was like, you got to pick one sport and just lock in and focus on it. So like, I picked basketball. So my dad friends telling me to go uptown, play at Gauchos. That's where my positions at. So I went to Gauchos. I played on my first national team, traveling team in fourth grade.
Wow.
That's when I met Doron, Scott, Maury, Shane, all them guys, Cat Param. I met them in fourth grade. Went to Orlando, in Milk House, where the bubble was at now. Came in sixth place, and the rest was history. I just playing basketball with Gaucho to eighth grade. And for me to go to Loughlin was crazy. I wanted to go to Malloy at first because my grandma lived across the street from Malloy. I was like, I wanted to go there at first. Then when it got closed down to pick up my school, I wanted to go to Christ the King. I never forget. My mom was like pushing me to go to Christ the King. She sent me to a Christ and King camp, and Herb was there. I think I was young. Herb was there.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Herb Walker.
Yeah, Herb was killing. And I think me and Herb was on the same team, like towards the end of the team. I got traded to his team. And my mom asked Bill Oliver at the time, he was the head coach. I think is his name, right? Bob Oliver?
Bob Oliver, yep.
Yeah, Bob Oliver. My mom asked him, like, Doron want to go to Christ King. Can he come? And he said, I never forget. He said, "Nah, we don't need him. We have Sean Johnson here, so we don't need him."
Wow.
Now I'll never forget that. So people don't know this. So in eighth grade, I read class in eighth grade. I did eighth grade twice.
You went Our Savior, right? Is that correct? Our Savior America.
Yeah, I went to Our Savior New American when I was in eighth grade, and I lived with a different type of. I lived with a family out there in Long Island, Center Reach, Long Island. I lived with a family. My mom used to come back and forth Monday through Thursday on the railroad. Make sure I do my homework. Make sure I study for my test.
Wow.
Going back late at night, going to work in the morning. And I was going there, eighth grade, playing varsity, eighth grade. Tavon was there from Lower East Side.
Yep, Tavon Williams.
He was a senior at the time. And I was in eighth grade, and I got that experience to play varsity as an eighth grader.
Jesus.
I was playing junior high, JV, and Vols, but I was playing against Mike Beasley, Oak Hill, Wayne Ellington, and Jenna Henderson in the primetime shootout. Right. I played against Gerald Green. My first varsity game was at home versus Gerald Green when he played with Gulf Shore Academy. So I wanted to go to Christ the King. Christ the King didn't let me go. Then I was looking for my zone school in Queens or or Brooklyn. I was about to go to Lincoln at one point. Then I had a game at Dean Street. I never forget. I had a game at Dean Street, and Eddie Loud called my mom and dad and said I have Khalid Green, the varsity coach of Lockland, coming to watch you play. So do your thing. He might want you. I did my thing. Khalid Green said he wanted me to come to Lockland, play varsity the freshman. So I wasn't playing freshman at all. That wasn't my goal. I wanted to play varsity. Cause I was in 8th grade playing varsity. So I was like, don't make no sense me playing varsity. But go to school in the city, play freshman. So I played varsity at Lockland. I had a good freshman season. I averaged like 10 points, 12 points, I think. We lost to Christy King in the Elite 8. And I wanted to go to Oak Hill after that. That was like my dream, like to leave. I didn't want to stay at Lockland for 4 years. I wanted to go to Oak Hill after my freshman year, but my dad wouldn't let me. Cause he told me I didn't put no damage in New York yet. He wanted me to get my name right in New York before I leave.
Right.
So he promised me, he said, if you kill your sophomore year at Lockland, I'll make sure you go to Oak Hill for your junior year. So that was the whole plan. So I just locked in my whole sophomore year, and I just went crazy. That whole Catholic school league went crazy. I was like 25. First more city as a sophomore since Kenny Anderson.
Talk that spice.
Yeah, talk your shit, man. Go ahead, man.
So I went crazy there. Then right into the AU circuit, I played with the Gauchos. Boo William tried to get me to play with them because I went to Oak Hill at the time. I was about to go to Oak Hill, so he wanted me to play with them. And I went crazy that whole AU circuit. I was no one shooter guard in the country at the time. It was me, Will Barton, Deion Waiters, Reggie Bullard. That was like the shooting guards in my class. Like, yeah, I think somebody else. I forgot, but yeah, those the main guys. So I was no one shooting guard in the country going into my junior year of high school.
Tough.
Then I wanted to go to Oak Hill. That was my dream. So my dad friend went to Oak Hill. He talked to Steve Smith, and he found out I wanted to go to Oak Hill. He came to my AU game in Tennessee. I had like 30 points in the first pool game, and it was a wrap after that. It was a done deal after that. I went to Oak Hill, and that's how Oak Hill happened, man. Oak Hill,
nice.
Oak Hill's different, man. Oak Hill, you gotta really be mentally prepared to go to Oak Hill. There's no phones, there's no video games.
So Dean, ask you a question too before Joe asks you a question. Just to piggyback on that question, how do you feel about a lot of kids like right now? We did this commissioners corner on IG Live a lot, and a lot of the conversations was a lot of people were frustrated with kids leaving New York to go play at prep schools or just leaving the city. You know what I mean? How do you feel? What's your opinion on kids leaving the school, kind of sort of what you did and being successful? And do you have another feeling about kids staying home? Like, what's your take on that before Joe gets into this question?
I mean, I really feel you always do what's best for you. You never do what's best for your city. I mean, you always show love to your city. Always give back, show love, tell everybody you from there, though. But always do what's best for you. Like, at the time, I wasn't doing that well in high school and schoolwork at Bishop Mountain. So I was scared I wasn't going to qualify for college. So I had to go to Oak Hill to get my grades right. Oak Hill, smaller schools, smaller classes. So yeah, I got my grades right, and I ended up qualifying for college. That was the best move for me. So that was one of the big moves I went to Oak Hill too, not just because of basketball.
Academic part. Take it home, Joe.
Yeah. So D, talk about your Oak Hill experience. I know that you said your sophomore year you put in that pain to stamp your name in New York. You went to Oak Hill to take on that challenge for yourself academically and also athletically. Talk about Oak Hill, how to prepare you to get to your goal, which is college, and then what made you choose Kentucky out of all of them. And we'll talk about other schools you had in mind too.
Yeah, so Oak Hill, I was a little nervous to go to Oak Hill at first because I just felt that this has to work. Like, I made a big decision to go to Oak Hill. I can't not perform here, then come back to New York. It looked crazy on me. So I just came with the same mentality I had in going to my sophomore year.
Yeah.
But I was going to do my junior year, but I knew I was playing with a lot of great players. So I wasn't going to average 20 points, 25 points at Oak Hill. I already knew that going into my junior year. And we had a great team. We had P-Sean Howard, Brian Allen, Allen, Momo Jones.
Right. Yep.
He was my roommate at the time.
Momo.
He was my roommate at the time. Had him on the top bunk too. He had to climb every time he go to the bathroom. But yeah, Oak Hill was tough. I mean, it's no video games. It's a lights out at a certain time.
It was like college before college, right? It was like a
exactly. You got to iron your clothes, wash your clothes. It's like being an adult going to high school, and it's a great basketball. It's basketball tradition. Coach Smith's a great coach. Had a whole coaching staff focused on basketball 24/7. Is working on your game, getting right, and we got a national schedule.
Yep.
We never at school. We always traveling every Friday. We always on the road, going to the West Coast, going to Hawaii.
Right.
And we were sponsored by Jordan at the time, so that was
I know you. Lit. I know you was lit. I know you was lit.
Yeah, I had the retros on every game.
This dude used to come back to LAS with heat.
Okay, it was different. So I just played against the top players. Okay, I played against the top of the top. Like DeMarcus Cousins, Derek Favors, like all the top players. Their high school just played against them. So in my junior year, we went 40-0. We lost. Matter of fact, we went 40-1. Man,
wow.
40-1. We lost the last game in the championship to Finley Prep when they had Avery Bradley, Corey Joseph, Tristan Thompson. So we lost that game.
So D, what made you choose Kentucky? And I know you mentioned national schedule, so every college coach, every university is coming to see Oak Hill play, I would assume. And I know you're on top of that list. What schools were after you? What were your top 5? And what ultimately made your decision in going to Kentucky?
And Joe, before he even say that, this dude being a GOAT he is, he made a decision at the Jordan game. At halftime of the Jordan game in New York. You know where at?
I had to in the Garden.
At the Garden.
The Garden.
Just like New York Guards. I love it. Go ahead.
Crazy.
So I had Oklahoma. My dad liked the cable at the time.
Yep.
Oklahoma. At Arizona with Book.
Nice.
I had UConn. I had Kansas.
That's where I thought he was going.
And I had Kentucky.
Okay.
That was my top 5. And I took all my visits. My dad was big on just taking all your visits, no matter if you know the school you're going to, just take all your visits because you never go get that experience again. So me, my mom, my dad took every visit, felt all the love, got the whole experience.
No doubt.
The college experience.
Yo, and his dad was a killer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but his dad was a killer. Played for LIU. Tough.
So I had all great visits. Like all my visits was great.
Nice.
Some schools did the same thing.
Right.
But my main focus was starting as a freshman. Like that was like the main question I was giving up. My mom, when the college come to your house, they have the home meetings. My mom had like 30 questions lined up in a notebook to ask them every time. Like, is he starting? What do you see him in the future? Just all type of crazy questions. So all the schools, they wanted me, said certain things to me and stuff like that. But I just wanted the big thing to me was for my best friend to come to school with me. And that was like big to me. Like
shout out to Richie.
Come to school with me. Yeah, my best friend Richie just come to school with me, and that was it. So every school accepted that. So that was real big. That was making it easier for me. So I just picked the best decision for me in basketball wise. At the time, Kentucky was the best fit for me because when John Wall, Bledsoe, all of them left, it was like a whole new team.
Right.
And I was going to go to Kansas at first, though, but when Bledsoe called me and told me that he's leaving guarantee, and I saw ESPN about leaving, that sealed the deal. So that's what
that's
when
love.
I told.
That's love, right?
Yep.
That was love.
Yeah, I told Coach Kyle, and I was in Oak Hill, matter of fact. I think my coach called me out of class, and I called Coach Kyle, and I told him I was coming in and I'm going to commit.
Right.
During the Jordan Classic game.
So how was it, that feeling like BG mentioned, at the Jordan Classic, mentioning the school you want to go to, you got confirmation that you're going to start and now looking forward to playing with Coach Cal. Talk about that feeling and ultimately what was it like playing for one of the greatest coaches of all time?
I mean, it was crazy that Coach Cal never told me out his mouth that I was going to start though. Like
I was going to ask you that.
He never told me that. He always told me that. He always said this. He'll be like, I mean, I don't know if you're going to start, but it's a great opportunity for you to start. Like, if you just work hard, you can start. Like he would say things like that. So I was like, all right, it's whatever. I just go in there, work hard, see what happens type. But I went there. The first day I got there, we were on the football field immediately. No basketball for like the first couple weeks. On the football field, running us to death. And Kentucky's it's like a basketball, like an NBA program. Like it treats like NBA players in Kentucky. We got meal prep, we got a personal chef, we got our own dorm for the players and stuff like that. So me going there, I came in there with Brandon Knight, Terrence Jones,
That's right.
Ennis Cantor. I was in that class going to Kentucky, and that's when Ennis couldn't play because with some money situation. I don't know what was going on with him, but he sat out the whole year. He didn't play, and he still went third pick in the draft. But I think if we would have had him, we would have won the championship. We went to the Final Four my freshman year. We lost to Kimba and them in the Final Four in Houston in 2011. But I had a great experience going to Kentucky. Great experience. We had a lot of fun off the court, on the court. The fan base is crazy. We got one of the best fans, I think, in college basketball.
So BG, before you go.
And before Joe goes into his next one, talk a little bit about, and we both talked about it offline. Your sophomore year, you came back. Kentucky's known for going one and done. You had a solid freshman year, which you probably could have left if you wanted to, but you came back, and then you guys go 38-2, bro. Talk a little bit about that season, and then you win the national championship, and you're the game high scorer with 22 points in the national championship.
Against Kansas, the team you was getting recruited
Kansas.
by.
My top two.
Well, you could have went, right?
Yep.
So talk a little bit about that whole year and just that special team that you played with, Anthony Davis and all those guys.
Yeah, so after my freshman year, Coach Cal got exit meetings, and he tell you where you projected in the draft, and do you see you leaving or should you stay, and stuff like that. So you tell me that I could leave and go second round. But he said if I stay, it'd be a better opportunity for me. And I had Gilchrist, T, Kyle Wiltshire, Andy Davis coming in at the time. I knew of them. I knew Mike, but I saw them play on, like, other guys play on YouTube, or sometimes they play up in AAU, but I just stayed because Terrence Jones stayed too. So I think it would be a great opportunity for us to win a championship after we came so close the year before. So when they got there, it was just, we had a great bond. Like, we all was cool with each other. Anthony, T, Gilly. It was a great bond off the court, and that's what made it so perfect for us on the court too. So we just clicked. And what Coach Cal does, he always he'll tell you before the season your role, and then stick to that role. Like, you don't do nothing out of that role. That's what you do. Like, for Gilchrist, like, if you can't shoot, you don't shoot. Like, don't like, if you can't shoot, don't shoot. Like, don't let nobody see you can't shoot. Go to the rim, attack the rim, be aggressive. Like, everybody had their own role. Everybody stuck to their roles, and he'll tell you what to do to get to the NBA, stuff like that. He makes sure we get to practice earlier. NBA scouts is there watching us before, how you prepare for practice. Make sure you stay after, get up shots, just stuff like that. Teach us how to speak in meetings. Teach us everything. Like, it's different in Kentucky, for real. We had a person. It was just different. I never experienced nothing like that. But yeah, we swept our conference, SEC. We swept it. I think we went 13-0. We swept it. Beat Florida 3 times when they had Irv Walker, Kenny Boy, and Bradley Bill. So we swept them 3 times. We lost to Vandy our 3rd time in the SEC championship.
I remember that.
We lost to them. They beat us. They snuck. They got us the last game. Then after that, we went to the tournament, and we ran through the tournament. It was light. We smacked Billa, go to the Final Four. We beat Indiana. We got the revenge back. Beat Indiana. So I mean, it was easy for us in the tournament.
Beautiful. Take it home, Joe.
Yeah. So D, you mentioned the talent you play with and how magical and special that year was. All these incoming freshmen and just the reputation that Coach Cal has, respectfully, and Kentucky doing one and dones. You staying, did you feel that it was the right decision? And also, what was so special about playing with these guys that made it solidify for you to say, you know what, I stood it, I saw it through, and seeing these guys grow together with you? What was the best experience for that?
I mean, my dad was telling me if I won a championship my freshman year that he would push me to leave. But if I lose, then so I knew when I lost to Kimber in the Final Four my freshman year, I was coming back. Like I knew after that game I was coming back, and I think that was the right decision for me. I knew I wasn't ready yet at the time. I
Okay.
was young.
Okay.
I was like 18 years old. I was frail. You know, I just had skill, but I just didn't want to get my body developed and my mind right,
Right.
go to the next level. So I just did one more year, and I knew I was playing with Dog. I knew Dog was coming in, so I knew we had a great season.
Facts.
Like you know, I had that was one of my best years of my life, just playing with those guys, those group of guys in practice, off the court, traveling. Just had a great experience, and we just stuck together. We promised each other that we was gonna work hard every day, and we came out with the championship.
So I could imagine that bond is that now still living with you in terms of these guys with you guys being connected. I know you're a big avid basketball fan like we are, and we run tournaments, and you're a pro and every level. Seeing the growth from AD from Kentucky to
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans, and now winning a chip, your best friend winning an NBA championship. How was that feeling for you? Was it surreal? And did you get a chance to share that moment with him too, or any kind of way?
I mean, it's crazy to me because when he first came to college, like we couldn't pass on the ball in the post and like
Yeah.
ED give us a bucket. Like that wasn't him at all. Like I mean, he was so flashy. Him like picking, popping, shooting threes
Right.
in there, catch live. That's what he do. Catch live, dump block shots. You know, change shots, stuff like
Right.
that. But just dumping it down and telling us to go get us one. Like we was not doing that. Like we were doing that for Terrence most of the time. But
Right.
it's just crazy how like you know he developed his game. He got a lot of offensive package with him, and he's just like one of the best scorers in the NBA. I knew he was gonna win a championship though. He's a winning type of teammate. He'll do whatever it takes to win a championship
Right.
Right.
or win a game. And I know since he got the offensive ability now to score when he want, I mean he's unstoppable now. I think he's one of the best bigs in the world right now. So
Right.
I'm happy for him. Happy for all my guys, no
No
matter
doubt.
what. But mostly happy for AD though, because to see him grow like that from
Right.
year to now it's crazy.
Right. And how were those practices, D? Tell our fans, like, we always hear the historic Cal, the Kentucky, like, how was
Mm-hmm.
those practices with those beasts and those dogs you had in your second year?
Mm.
How was those practices, and can you give us a moment that you can remember that really stood out for you that year that you was with these dogs, and one moment stood out for you, like, wow, this is it right here.
I mean, every day, even my freshman year, we had dogs. But
Right.
Respectfully, yeah, I'm sorry. Respectfully, yes, yes, yes.
we had dogs like since off the rip. But my sophomore year, like you gotta think like every day in practice, we got like 15 NBA scouts in there. So
That's
everybody
what,
want to
yeah,
be
Mm.
perfect.
exactly, yeah.
Everybody going hard, you know, just doing whatever. Diving on loose balls, going crazy. And what Coach Cal does, like he don't put like starting five versus the bench and let us go crazy on the bench, make us look good. He always mix it up. So like it'll be like me and T going at it, me and Gilchrist, or like Terrence and AD going at it. He'll make us go at it. Like he won't make us just play against the bench players and go crazy on them, make us look good. So that was one thing about Coach Cal I respected that he made us go at it and just the sad thing about it was our last practice, my sophomore year, that we all knew like it's our last time with each other. Like after this game is over, like, and we
Tough.
said that like after the last practice, like yo, like we might as well just go out, go crazy, try to win a championship. We here, like this was the whole plan from day one. So that was one of like the hardest moments though for all of us though. It's the last time to bring
Nice.
it in, last time to bring it in and everything. So that was tough for us.
Tough.
Yeah, B.
Nah, that's a beautiful moment, man. Like to share. I think when you win a championship, I think that bond is always something that
Mm-hmm.
you can't even put that in a bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys all respectfully going to my next question, got drafted. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which was
Yeah.
even something that was even more special. Talk about getting drafted. I mean, you being from the LES, that was huge for us. Like that was a moment that everybody I feel like felt like they got drafted.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about getting your name called, being a 42nd overall pick, and what was just going through your mind and your family's mind, and just give us a little insight on how that experience was.
I mean, I wanted to go first round though. That was like the main thing. I wanted to go first round, but when they fell to the second round, I was nervous because now it's just best available at the time. It's best
Right.
available.
Yeah.
So what's crazy? Nobody know about this too. So going into the 41st pick, I think Brooklyn Nets had the first pick. They had the 41st pick, and they
Right.
called my agent and said we want to draft Doron at 41. And I told my agent I don't want to go there because I didn't want to stay in New York. I didn't want nobody to all my friends be at my crib all the time and just I thought it was a bad distracting to me, So I just told my agent I don't want to go there. So he was like, "You sure you don't want to go?" So I said, "Nah." So I told him that they picked Tyshawn Taylor, 41. Then going into the second pick, my agent was like I didn't go to the draft. I ran out like a ballroom, like a suite. So I was in a room. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my best friend in the one room, and all my friends and families in like the room next door. So they were watching it next door, and I was watching on TV. So I'm texting my agent. My agent texts me like, "Yo, look, you're going 42nd to Milwaukee, man. Congratulations. I'm gonna see you tomorrow in Milwaukee." So I told my mom and dad like, "Yo, mom, I'm about to get drafted right now. Watch this." And I got drafted. It was crazy. I told my family and friends.
Nice.
We went out that night. I think me, AD, and Terrence, we got the same agency. We were on the same agency at the time, so they threw us a party in New York City. I forgot where it was at though, but they threw us a draft party. We had fun. And that morning I had to fly out to Milwaukee for the press conference. Me and John Henson. So I didn't get that much sleep that night. But yeah, I was is my best experience. That was a dream come true since little kid go to NBA and get drafted. That's every kid's dream. So when that happened, that was big for me, my family.
So you pick 42nd, then you went to the Magic 2013. What was the biggest transition for you from Kentucky now playing in the NBA at the highest level? There's only 400 jobs you can get in the NBA, and everybody in the NBA can play no matter you're 15 or 1. Talk about that grind for you, Adi, in terms of now you're in the big leagues. What was the one thing that you wanted to really focus on, and the major difference between Kentucky and the NBA, respectfully?
I mean, Kentucky and the NBA is the same thing, just now you're getting paid, and now I'm 19 years old, playing with people that got 5 kids, got families, grown men on my team, like 34, 35 years old. I'm 19 on the team, so they look at me like a little brother. I had a lot of OGs on my team. My rookie year, I went to Milwaukee. I had Drew Gooden, Marquise Daniels, Brandon Jennings, Larry Sanders. I said Monte Ellis.
Wow.
I had a lot of OGs on my team, and Brandon took me in at first, took me in as a rookie. Then Monte really taught me the ropes and just showing me things, telling me about the NBA, how you gotta work hard, I gotta come in early before the vets get there. I gotta get taped early. I gotta put in my extra lip before practice and stay after practice. And sometimes our coach, I swear, every practice, my coach, what's his name? Coach Skiles.
Oh, Scott Skiles.
Yeah, Scott Skiles. He was my coach. He never called me Doron. Never called me Doron. He always called me Rook. And my job at practice was like the pressure Brandon Jennings when he picking the ball up, when he's bringing the ball up full court, to pressure him, ball to him, talk shit to him. Even with Monte, do the same thing with Monte. But sometimes before every practice, he would tell Monte, he'd be like, "Monte, you ready to go today?" Sometimes Monte be like, "Nah, I'm chilling today, coach." I'd be like, "Damn, that's crazy. The day off of practice, that's crazy." He'll be like, "Rook got my job. Rook got it." So I'd be like, "All right, that's cool, whatever." But being a rookie in the NBA, if you just listen to your vets, it's gonna go smooth. My vets took care of me, literally took care of me like a son.
That's what's up.
Going out, feeding me, whatever I really wanted, they were there for me. So
that's what's up.
I'll never forget my rookie year. And going in, when I got traded, it was crazy because I got traded my rookie year, All-Star weekend, with 2 minutes left in the trading deadline.
Wow.
I'm in the bathroom, brushing my teeth, looking at my phone. I can see my teeth from my bathroom. I'm thinking nah, I'm not gonna get traded. It's only 2 minutes left, no way. Then my agent called me out of nowhere. My next door neighbor's Tobias. I'm hearing Tobias screaming, but I'm like, I don't know why he's screaming for. He's on my team in Milwaukee. He's my next door neighbor. I'm hearing Tobias scream next door. So I'm like, what is he screaming for? I call my agent. He like, yo, you heard the news? You going to Orlando? I'm like, what? And that ain't gonna lie, it bothered me a little bit. Cause I felt like, damn, Milwaukee, like the Bucks don't want me. Like they don't want my, like you feel me? They don't
That's
want
just
me.
the
So
business though.
yeah, I felt like, damn, that's crazy. So I flew. I mean, you got 3 days to move to Orlando. So I had to like pack whatever I can. Had to fly my mom out to Milwaukee to situate my crib, make sure all my stuff get to Orlando. I stayed in Orlando in a hotel for like 2 months, trying to find a crib.
Wow,
It
yeah.
was crazy, and I was only 19, like 20 years old at the time. So that was a lot. That was a lot on me.
Yeah.
And my first game was versus Kyrie with no plays in Orlando. He just threw me out there. He just threw me out there with no plays, no nothing. But I'll never forget that though.
No doubt. Yeah, B.
Nah, man. I mean, you. I was gonna go into to being traded to Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
and I also wanted to talk about, I know personally because we family, but you very close to Big Baby Davis. But talk a little bit about your time in Orlando, and just how that experience was playing in Orlando for the time you was there, and then I also want to jump into your stint playing overseas, and how you transitioned from playing in the NBA to now playing overseas and abroad.
Yeah, playing for Orlando was great. I was one of my best NBA teams I played for because the weather was great.
Yeah.
Feeling 85 every day, so that was great. And Orlando Magic's my team. We was young at the time. I had
Yep.
Mo Harkless, Kyle Quinn, Andrew Nicholson, Tobias was there.
Yeah.
I had a couple OGs too, like Jameer Nelson, Al Harrington,
Yeah.
Aaron Afala. So I had a couple OGs too on my team though. But yeah, that team was young, so I got a great bond with them. They were young. It wasn't like my team Milwaukee was just straight old heads, stuff
Right.
like that. Yeah. But I had a great coach, Coach Vaughn, Coach Jock
Zach
Vaughn.
Vaughn, yeah.
I had a great experience there playing with them. We didn't win that many games though. We won by like 20 games that season. It was terrible, but I had a great time with them. We didn't win that many games that year. That was a bad year for us. Yeah, but when I had to go to overseas, I was nervous at the time because my first job was in Montenegro in Serbia.
Yeah.
So that was my first job, and I had my best friend call me out there too for the first time. And I had a great experience out there. It's different basketball, different footwork is different. They call it travel. You got to put the ball on the floor before you dribble. Yeah. Yeah, the fans is crazy. They throwing things on the court while you playing, lighters, pennies, all type of stuff. The crowd is crazy. So it's different from the NBA and overseas. The coaches, some coaches don't even know basketball like that. It's just my dad owns a team. I'm the son. I'm just coaching y'all. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
But you just gotta lock in to be American playing basketball overseas, because if you're not doing your job, they'll send you home immediately. So
right,
you gotta perform. That's how I always say, you gotta perform and do right and be a team player and be respectful and stuff like that, and just stay to yourself and just work hard. And I think you can make it overseas.
Hey, D, for the young ones that's listening to you, I know you have a great fan base. I know you always want to give back to the community and to the kids. Talk about, just at 19, like you said, 18, 19 being in league and just learning about financial literacy and learning about living on your own and living in a different state or whatever. Talk about the business of the NBA and the business of even playing overseas, and what would you want to really send a message out to them in terms of them being 18, 19, not to make the same mistake you did, and what lesson did you learn in that process?
I mean, I was cheap when I was when I first got in the NBA. I wasn't spending a lot of money. I know when I was 19, I was seeing different type of checks.
Right.
At 19 years old, going to play in the NBA. All my friends were still in college at the time, so I would be home and all my friends still in school, and I'd be like, "Yo, what y'all doing?" And just wasn't there to chill with me because they were in school and stuff like that. But
for sure,
playing the NBA was a great experience. Financially, take care of my family. I mean, that's great. So that's one thing that's good about it. But
for sure,
you just got to be locked in. That's the main focus. Just be locked in and just stay level-headed.
Right.
Don't worry about the money. Just work hard, and the money go come. That's all I always think about it. Money always go come. Money come and go. So just work hard and just see what happens for you. I always think God's always put you in the right make things happen for a reason. So
Right.
that's
So now you're heading into your 6th season overseas, correct?
Yep.
something like that.
So
Yeah,
that you're considered a vet now, right?
something like that.
You considered an
Something
OG
like-
now, right? So now you Larry
Yeah.
Sanders of overseas now, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Talk about overseas life, like how we had Isaiah on earlier. He mentioned about the different palettes of food, the time difference, like you mentioned the fans and the way FIBA plays. What was the toughest thing that you had to adjust on those levels for you to become an overseas vet in your career?
I mean, sleeping pattern was tough. I'm trying to stay up all late, talk to my friends. I'm going to bed like 5 a.m. I gotta wake up at 8, want 3 hours of sleep, and I got like 2 practices that day. It depends what country you in. You could be in certain countries where really no good food around you, like maybe like 2 restaurants, and you just gotta stick with those 2 restaurants the whole season. I was blessed to play in countries where I had good eats, good restaurants, good American food, and stuff like that. But what was big for me, I had to hang my clothes up outside to dry them at one point. When I was playing in Serbia, I had to hang my clothes up and dry them. It was getting dark at 3 o'clock, like pitch black at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
Like it's pitch black. Yeah, in certain countries it's pitch black. And just not knowing the language out there, ask people for directions, always asking, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" Before I say anything, I always ask that, like, "Excuse me, you speak English?" And stuff like that. So the language is difficult at one point. It was difficult at one point. But everybody know who you are in that town. So whatever town you go to, they gonna know who you are and they gonna try to help you the best that they can. But overseas is tough though. I mean, everybody's not built for overseas. Really out there for 10 months and away from your family and just grinding, doing the same exact thing every single day. Like it was a point I was doing the same thing for like 6 months straight, like the same exact routine. Like it was boring, eating the same food almost. Like I had to lock in. Like I had to do what's best for me and my family. So that's what I had to do.
Respect. Yeah, BG. Before we get to our
Before we get to rapid fire, I just want to talk about one I know probably your greatest joys and gifts to this world is being a father.
Yes, sir.
Girl, dad. You know what I'm saying? So talk a little bit about being a father and fatherhood, and Isaiah talked a little bit about it as well. But playing overseas and sometimes being away from your daughter. Talk a little bit about that, but ultimately just talk a little bit about being a father, man, and how that changed you, and just that experience.
Now, being a father at young, I was a father at 21, so being a father at 21 changed my life for real. Like I had to slow down. I couldn't do it, I could do a little here and there, but I couldn't really act like a little 21-year-old no more. I had to act like a grown man now. I was paying bills, had to take care of my daughter and everything like that. So that was like one of the biggest things that had changed. But playing overseas and having a kid is tough too, because I don't really get to see it that much. You probably see it like one time for like 2 weeks that you gotta go back, and that's it. I see you like next summer type. So that was tough. But I FaceTime my daughter every day, tap in with her, make sure she's doing her homework, just see what she's doing throughout the day. Just like seeing her face. I pray for her every morning and before my games. I like my routine I do. So it's tough. It was tough playing basketball overseas and being a daughter for me. Having a child is tough, but I had to do what I had to do for her though. So
right.
It's a fact. So dude, we have our segment now. We call it the corner. So we're gonna put you in a corner, ask you a bunch of random questions, and you can answer them how you want to answer them. No pressure at all. All right. So first question for you, and again, no disrespect. If you had to pick a celebrity, female that you wanted to meet or get with, who would that be?
Female celeb. Female celeb. I like the old, not right now, but the old Alicia Keys at the time. I liked her. Alicia Keys was tough.
Before Swiss Beats.
Huh?
Before Swiss Beats.
Before Swiss Beats, yeah. Before Swiss Beats, yeah. Before Swiss Beats. Facts. I liked her.
Copy. All right. Would you let your girl do a OnlyFans page?
Wifey?
Yeah, I mean, wifey for
Like
sure.
fans like doing crazy stuff, or just doing like
I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would guess. I
nah.
guess the
I
extreme.
can't. I
Yeah,
can't. Nah.
It's
I can't do
quiet. It's quiet for that.
quiet,
It's quiet for that.
quiet.
It's quiet.
that. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
I got one for you. Favorite hip hop album or rap album for you all time?
Nice.
Rap
Or
album.
or or I'll let you off the hook. Or favorite album or songs you listen to before you get into your game. Like what motivates you?
I mean, I don't really got. I just pick songs. I don't got an album.
So
I
give me a
pick
couple
songs.
songs that you go to.
I used to like bands to make her dance when I was like young. That was like my rookie year. My rookie
Okay.
year,
Bands
that
to
was my
make her
song.
dance. Bands,
That was
yeah,
my
yeah.
song back in the day. But I like a lot of artists now. Drake, Future, Lil Young Thug,
That's mine. That's mine. Okay, hello.
Lil Baby. So I mix it up. I like a lot of R&B too, though, like old school R&B too. So I
Tough.
put that in there too. 112, Jagged
There you
Edge,
go.
Tough.
Okay, okay.
Joe, Darnell Jones, Music, Soul Child, like all that. So
Bet. All right, yeah, B.
So, all right. So, who would be what would be your favorite sneaker all time?
the
To
playing.
to rock and play. To rock and play.
Playing off the court. Yeah.
To rock, I like the Jordan ones. Like, those
Damn.
my
Yeah. He
Damn.
said the same
those,
thing.
those is it. Those you can't fail with
All
those.
right.
And the playing, wow. The playing now,
Yeah.
I like Kyrie. I like Kyrie sneakers. I like
Nice.
the new Kyrie. I like those. So I'll say Kyrie.
Okay.
Who was your toughest competitor in college, if any?
A tough competitor. I mean, yeah, I played against tough guard. I played against like, Bradley Bill was tough. John Jenkins was tough.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He's a Vandy, right?
Yeah, from Vandy, he was tough. Oladipo, I played against Oladipo twice.
Nice.
He was tough. So yeah, I'll probably say those three.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I got more, B, but go ahead.
We got a couple. I what would be, and there's no you don't got to be no bias. Your favorite street ball tournament of all time?
Oh, Rucker Park.
Salute.
That's not far. That's close. That's easy.
Is there a game?
Oh, Rucker Park.
Is there a specific game you went to that you remember, like all time favorite?
I don't remember the oh yeah. Bone Collector versus Jamal Tinsley.
Whew.
Crazy. That was a goodie right there. That's what Bones with the do-rags. Yo, Bone, he's my favorite player in street ball, Bone Collector.
Yeah.
He was different.
Salute to the GOAT.
He was different.
I got a question for my fans listening. Our boy Spicy Talk said BBN, blue and white circles. Nutrizone TV, what do you do for your mental health to stay focused on the game and not go crazy being away from home?
Nice.
I mean, I pray a lot. I talk to my friends daily. Talk to my friends, FaceTime my friends. To not go crazy, I gotta play video games. So I'm gonna go crazy. If I don't play video games overseas, I'm gonna lose my mind. And what saves me overseas is YouTube. Like, I really watch YouTube like it's cable out there. So those are my things that keep me ready and just ready for the game and just not going crazy out there. Because you can't go crazy overseas, though. That's a fact.
Right.
You can lose your mind out there.
So let me ask you, what's your favorite video game? What's your go-to?
2K.
2K. All day.
2K.
2K.
They play for the money, all that.
Yeah, 2K, for sure.
Favorite NBA city to play in or visit?
Wow.
That's tough.
Told you in the corner. Let's go.
The playing, I love Toronto.
I never been there, man. It's dope, right?
Crazy.
I
Like,
never
it's
been
like
there. My
like
brother
New
wants
York.
to go there. My brother wants to go there just to go there. I'm like, Toronto. And then now you said this. I'm like, damn. Dope.
Toronto crazy. Yeah. It's
Okay.
different out there.
Okay. I'm going to take
To
your word for it.
visit,
Yeah.
I like Miami. You know, Miami is just different. So I'll go Miami.
South Beach. Nah, yo, D, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
like, definitely, man. Like I said, a pioneer. One of the staples in New York City. I think, like I said, for me, I always argue that you probably one of the best guards to come out of New York City. From your accolades to what you did, but Nah, this was a pleasure to have you on, and we appreciate you at the Commissioner's Corner for just taking some time to just walk us through your journey because, like I told Joe, like you're a man of less words, but when you speak, it's a joy to hear. So we appreciate you, man. And Joe, you could take us home.
I had a question to ask you, man. I just lost it. I wanted to. Well, listen, I got one more question, rapid fire, before I end. Okay. Which is better for you, making the All-American game or Jordan Brand Classic?
Oh, All-American.
All-American. Even though you made your announcement on the Jordan Brand, that's why I asked you.
That don't matter.
Mickey D, right?
Mickey D, for sure.
That's it, Mickey D.
I got one more question.
I thought you. Okay, go ahead.
Since you got one more question, I got one more question. So we're gonna put him in the corner.
Yeah.
Would your 2012 national championship team beat John Wall and them team?
I think so. Cause we had a better bench than them.
Facts.
Better bench than them. So I think so. But I ain't gonna lie, they had the squad. They had Patrick Patterson too.
They had PP.
Yeah.
So it'd have been a goodie. It'd have been a goodie. And Devin Booker's team too would have been good too. Carl Towns.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah, those three teams were one of the best in Kentucky history.
Tough.
Did you ever play against your Kentucky teammates in the NBA?
Yeah.
1-on-1, and who won?
Oh, playing a 1-on-1? We didn't. We don't play 1-on-1 now. We never play 1-on-1.
Okay, because
I play 1-on-1. That's crazy. No, I never play 1-on-1 with us now.
Okay. I got my fans texting me and chiming in. I just want to let you know, I know BG speaks highly of you. I admired you from afar, man. I mean, me being a commissioner and just knowing your grind and your work, to have you play on our hollow ground is always a true blessing. And you always come back and you're humble and you're just a great aura, man. So I wanted to give you your flowers tonight because you deserve it. And every guard that come out of New York, they gotta say your name and put some respect on it. And I think sometimes people just don't recognize real. So we do. So I salute you, champ, and I appreciate me getting to know you a little better in your journey, man. And I salute you, and I appreciate your grind, man. So on behalf of me and BG and the Commissioner Corner podcast, we enjoy having you on, D, and anything we could do for you on your platform and what you're doing anywhere, we're one call away.
Thank you. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you.
All right. Much love, man. Much
love.
love. And God bless you, okay? Be careful out there.
Have a good night, y'all.
My man. IB, man. So
another one.
Doron Lamb. I mean, we did it. Like, hey, it's not traditional podcasting, but we're not traditional, right? And this is episode 3 and more to follow. So I just want to give a shout out to Doron Lamb and also Isaiah Whitehead for coming on episode 3 of the Commissioner Corner podcast. That's brought to you on the Cruise Control Podcast Network. I'm Joe Cruz. I had a great time with you, B, as always. I appreciate the guests that you was able to kind of bring on to our show. Any last feedback or things you want to say in terms of our show tonight?
Nah, man. I'm just like I said again, just big shout outs to Isaiah Whitehead and Doron Lamb. Again, two pillars of the New York City basketball culture and community, and to have guys of that magnitude come on the show, 2 guys that made the NBA. It's a blessing, man. And those are 2 guys that aren't Hollywood. You know what I mean? We like to say that word a lot, but those are 2 guys that they come and support, and they don't come and just, act Hollywood and just, from afar, but they come and show love. So I'm glad they was able to come through and show love and give some stories, man. Those are some stories that I didn't even know. So
me neither. Yeah, that was dope. Hell yeah, that was dope.
It was huge, man. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and be doing big things here, man. We're gonna keep it coming.
We're gonna keep it coming. So, just for everybody listening, all our wonderful, wonderful supporters. Next Wednesday we're back live. We will be on 8:00. Right now we have Chris Canty, former Super Bowl champion from the New York Giants, and more than likely we're gonna have one of my high school teammates and one of BG's, mentors, God Shamgar. Shamgar Wells from the Sal Academy that played at Providence, that also played at the Wizards. So we're going to have a good time with that. So please continue to chime in. I encourage all our supporters to send us questions and feedback Your feedback and your messaging is crucial for us in order for
Sure.
us to make it to this level. On behalf of the Commissioner Corners podcast and the Cruise Control Podcast Network, I want to say thanks for everybody tuning in. We'll see you on episode 4 next week, and I appreciate you. B, close it out.
Love, it's your G. It's LS Express, and this is the Commissioner's Corner presented by Red Bull. We out, episode 3.